Before we start our road to diamond today, I want to talk about some small things. First of all, I'm sorry about last video on this series opening. It was all over the place because it was like the 42nd, I'm not joking, like the 42nd, 43rd time I was recording that same thing over and over again because my neighbor just decided they wanted to make some weird ass noises in the middle of the thing. Second thing, I'm sorry, or I guess. The second thing I want to talk about is thank you for being so understanding. And thank you for the support. That video actually did pretty well. And I think that's it about weird stuff. For the good stuff, today we're going to be playing Val, because she's one of my favorites, if not my favorite out of this bunch. Yeah, pretty sure she's... who am I joking? Val is one of my mains. Anyways, we're going to try to get all the way to at least low platinum, or 1 hour of recording, so I don't have to spend the whole day tomorrow editing, but we'll see what happens first. And today will be accelerated London system. For the keen eyes, yesterday was fried liver, which is a chest opening, and today we're gonna be accelerated London system. And you guys can suggest in the comments which is gonna be the next opening that I'll be on these games. Anyways, we're gonna be playing Señorita Val here. And anyways, before I go inside the game, can you guys look at this graph, please? Real quick. Thank you for looking at the graph. And I'll see you when I am doing my commentary. See ya. Real quick before the analysis, I want to shout out this player right here because he got my name and he even said the system is very good. As for the analysis, let's start with the good, shall we? This is probably the best match I played the whole day, and it was a very aggressive match by me right out of the gate. I got all of the reads that I wanted to get. I really got all of the damage in, and it's probably my best performance in a while actually, which kinda is sad and kinda is good, because the good part is that if I can do this once, I can replicate it. I just need to practice enough. And the bad is that I am not in this level all the time anymore. This is my skill ceiling at the moment, and I really have to be on the groove to get it. But I really want to emphasize my weapon starving, just movement, getting every single read I could on the opponent, just grabbing their dodges, getting hit very rarely, and because I just whiffed an attack here or there, and even getting punishes on certain moves by my opponent. Right here, this ground pound wasn't very nice. Could have gone for the unarmed down there, would have been better. But look at this. Even when opponent is trying to attack me, I am going for the kill. I'm always on the offensive, even when I'm outside the stage, which is really something that I thrive to be. It's what I like playing, and this is probably the best you're gonna see me playing today, because we have some stinkers, I have to tell you. I'm pretty sure I have like 9 games to analyze today, and most of them I did something very harshly. I'm still in Invictus. I still haven't lost a game, but I got close to losing lots of games. And after this little game here, let's get to the stinkers, shall we? From best performance, straight to worse performance. And I really want to emphasize this one. However, one good thing that I actually kept during this match is my composure. Because I wasn't prepared at all to how this guy was going to play. He was tossing his weapon a lot, using lots of SIGs, playing very, very defensively, which can make lots of players tilt. Just straight up make them tilt. And you're gonna see that they have the high ground almost the entire match. And the thing is here that every single hit of theirs is doing a lot more than mine because it's a Zul. It's hitting for like 9 damage. I don't remember. I didn't look at the opening, and I am hitting for 4. So it's a thing. They were playing very defensively, very reactive, and this can tilt a lot of players. But I have to say, I kept my composure. I played as calmly as I could, and I tried keeping my ground even after their taunt, because this here is a player that plays with your psyche. They're not only winning the match against you, they're winning the psyche battle. Even when they do something great, they're gonna taunt. When you do something bad, they're gonna taunt. And against this type of player, you really need to learn how to control your emotions, because even when they were doing every single thing, you can see that I'm missing. But even when they were doing every single thing to get me out of my zone, make me feel awful about the match, I kept my ground. And it was almost getting to me. I won't say that it was not getting to me. I tried keeping my cool, but sometimes it's just not something that you can really deal with. Sometimes you really feel your emotions and you don't have time. Brawlhalla is such a fast-paced game. You don't have time to really work on these emotions and have some time to breathe. Every single hit you get is another little tad bit of anger building inside of you. And this is effective. I'm not gonna bash my opponent for playing like this. If they wanna make you angry, they have all of the rights to doing so. And it's not, I don't consider this foul play. I don't consider this being toxic. They're just abusing something that you're weak at, which is your psychic. And if a single button, one button, that means the taunt button, is gonna break your entire game, then you probably need to work on yourself psychologically as well. And the rest of the match, you're gonna see it's a struggle. But I am trying to keep aggression. I am trying to keep initiative, but not overstepping my boundaries. Because look at that, they're taunting in the middle of the thing. They know they're getting to me, but I'm not overstepping my boundaries. I'm trying to keep my cool, trying to ignore every single time they taunt and just keep myself on the better. Look at that. I saw an opportunity, just seized it, and even brought the game back right now. And this last stock is actually a overstepping of their boundaries, because they were so caught up into taunting and playing this very defensive game that when I actually got the better of them with this read, they got caught off guard and just lost their stock. And luckily this was the last game in the set. I have got platinum after this game, so I didn't have to go to the next match with a unbalanced psyche. So that's something I still have to work on. From one rage-inducing game to another, this one is probably the one that makes people most annoyed in Brawlhalla, which is the quote-unquote passive player. You're gonna see, as soon as I grab the first weapon, they just go into the corner and stay there. But the thing is that when they're on the corner, I have the stage control. I don't need to go after them. But since I have a pair of gauntlets, I can go after them, and that's what I'm doing. I'm pressuring them, because since they want to play defensively, and I know my weapon is best against this type of play in this type of position, albeit on the corner, I am going for it. I'm not letting them breathe even a second. And I think that gets them after a while. After this, I think, yeah, this is a gimp, right? Not a gimp, but this is a clean kill right here because they want to stay off stage and gauntlets shine there. And they just go to the corner again and try to get a weapon. And as soon as I try going for a neutral game engagement, they just go on the defensive. And I might do a little video about this specific case because if an opponent is setting themselves on the defensive all the time, you can abuse that to looking at some weaknesses of that certain playstyle, because every single playstyle has a weakness, and the weakness on this case is that, especially because of it's an axe player, axe is such a sluggish weapon that I can just punish right away. Don't mind that. I SD, I know, but I do that a lot. I literally cut that out of the little montage. I just SD a lot, and that's something I need to work on, because I'm pretty sure one of each match, one of each stock is one SD, and this is a pretty cool thing. I'm gonna make this my signature move. You guys know that. And after that, after I pressured them so much with this, they just left the match because they were playing their best ability. I adapted to their play style, and they just couldn't handle changing it because that's the way they play it. And that's the message I want to pass with this match specifically. You should have a backup plan in case your play style doesn't work anymore. This one here was the first match of the day, so I can't blame everything right out the gate on myself, but this one I got caught up in some weird stuff. I wasn't warmed up, but right there, this player showed me that they like using the neutral sig and the side sig. And I kept my aggressive playstyle as always, and I even ate one of those neutral sigs right there. But after a while, I start getting caught up in the neutral sig once, and then again, and then I got into their loop for a while, and I took lots of damage because every single time you get hit and you don't expect it, you get thrown off your game and you have to come back to it. And since I didn't have a game to begin with, since this was my first match of the day, I was kind of all over the place during this one. So have warm-up matches if you guys feel like you need that, and I probably should do that, but I want these videos to be raw. I don't want to hide any of my mistakes because I want people to learn from them. And I don't know why they decided to yeet one of their stocks right here, because after that they went all the way back and then came back as well, and then they started being defensive. I thought they were lagging, but they didn't show any signs of lagging. I guess they were just trying to play as like the last match, the Ogrim, so I just went for it. And you can see that right now I'm getting my groove. I know that they like using the neutral sig. I'm avoiding playing in the air. I am using my techniques for hunting their dodge, so I can do that. I don't know what that is. I think they wanted to go to the other side. So this match was all over the place for a first match. I thought it was going to be a good warm-up, but it was really weird. And after a while, I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna get one of their jumps or their dodges and get the stock. But for the remainder of the game, they just ran around from side to side. I don't know really why. But on their defense, if someone is playing way too aggressive on you and they're just following you around, you just should be careful when trying to predict their movement. And maybe you should take the aggressive side so that they can't aggress. You can't aggress on someone who's already being aggressive. Try changing your playstyle a little. On this one, I'm not even gonna show you the entire match because it's basically just some reads here and there. But I want to talk about something specific that this player was doing that was very detrimental for them. Right now, they toss the weapon and they go for the ground pound. I just yeeted myself because, as I said, I yeeted. And you might say that was effective, that toss into ground pound, and I might agree with you saying that, yeah, it caught me off guard because that's not something that you generally see. But now that I've seen this, first of all, they SD as well. It happens to everyone. As I said, you shouldn't be ashamed of SDing once in a while. And you're gonna see that on their next stock, the next time they send me outside of the platform, they go for the same option. They toss the weapon downwards and they go for the ground pound. And right now I know that they go for this one. Look at that. I know, so I'm prepared, and I go and eat their recovery. If I didn't blunder my options there, I could have probably gimped them. So you should be careful when you go and toss your weapon downwards. You might think, yeah, it's very useful, we net them a stock there. And I would say, yeah, just be careful, because if you unarm yourself against someone in the ledge, they have the range advantage. So they might just straight up gimp you. Also, if you're gonna use such a risky option, be sure it's your Joker card. Because if your opponent adapts to it, if you use it more than once, then they might be the one getting your stock. And this right here is why I think gold is the hardest place to get out of. You have every single type of player, and this player in particular was a very different one. The other ones were a little defensive. This one just couldn't stop attacking. You're gonna see that all the time, that I am not attacking them, I'm not stringing them, they're tossing out hitboxes. And you might think, yeah, that's effective, that's the way to play, and I even got caught there a little. And I say to you, yeah, it's a good idea to keep your opponents away, but the way they're tossing hitboxes are willy-nilly, not really trying to hit you, just to keep you at bay. It's costing them a lot of damage, and even some wake-ups, very aggressive wake-ups like that, and trying to reversal. And when they grab the bow, this jump there option really got me, like this one. It really got me to a rhythm. I actually entered the rhythm for a while, and it was mostly my fault because I didn't adapt fast enough. I think I got the first stock here, but that option is really powerful when you're not expecting it. And I was so used to the other players just being in their corner, just waiting for you to punish them on their mistakes. This guy was hard to punish for the mistakes, because as soon as they missed something, they were already throwing a hitbox here and there. But I would say the thing that I needed to do was just wait. Since they're throwing a hitbox here and there all the time, I just needed to find the right hitbox to punish. And I think it's this stock right now that they used a great option, and I actually want to commend. Let me see if it's right now. But you see that all of the time they're attacking and attacking and attacking. They never stop, never stop. And I'm just getting the punishes. I am just waiting for one of their misses, since I know they're gonna keep attacking, and going for the punish as soon as I find an opening. So this whole thing is basically just me spacing out the attacks. You can see I'm waiting, and then I'm trying to punish when they miss something crucial, like that. And sadly, yeah, look at me, SDing again. You guys see that I SD a lot, right? Anyways, I think it's this stock they're gonna use that option, but you're gonna see it's the same idea. But I wanted to highlight this match because, oh, that was a nice read by them. I want to highlight this match because it's something you face a lot as well. It's not only the passive players, it's not only the reactive players. You have this type of player as well, the one that doesn't stop attacking, never. They don't care if they miss the attack as long as there's a hitbox out there. Oh, that was good. Is that the stock? Yeah, that was. And so it's actually on this stock that they're gonna do the raid. When I saw that on the match, I exclaimed out loud. You're probably not gonna get it because my microphone was muted, but I exclaimed out loud, wow, that was a great option by them. It was legitimately a checkmate. But you can see that as soon as I get some reads, I build a lot of damage. And as soon as I'm not attacking them anymore, same idea, just attacking. So I just needed to wait for an opportunity, and right now, look at that. I couldn't do anything. That was a great option by them. I really want to commend them for that one. And I am supposed to be a one stock up here if I had an SD, but I am not. But after that, it was just a matter, again, of finding the right opportunity to seize the opponent's stock. Oh, what the fuck was that? Jesus. Sometimes I do some stuff that I don't even know why I do them, so I'm sorry for that. I am judging myself right now. This one is against an Onyx player, which I think is one of the most well-rounded and well-balanced players I fought today. because they weren't one-trick pony. They had a lot of stuff up their sleeves, but right here at the beginning I thought they were lagging, so I just tried to wait for them, but they just hit me straight up with a downlight ground pound unarmed, which is not something generally gold players know. Their movement right here is pretty great. You can see that they dash a lot to try and focus on you, but they seem to have a little bit of difficulties with people in the air, so I tried keeping myself in that place all the time. And now in the wall, we just stood here for like a minute, basically just going back and forth, and for some reason I couldn't hit my general gimps. I guess I just am out of shape playing gauntlets off stage for some reason. Look at that. Could have gone for the ground pound. I went for it there. I missed that side air right there. So it was not like a dominance display by me by any means. They were playing very nice. They were dodging a lot, but yeah, right here I know more options than they do, so I can generally, even if I'm playing bad, I know a little bit more, so I can count on my experience. But other than that, this Onyx is such a well-rounded player. I really want to commend them for that. They're not trying to do the same thing over and over. They're trying to adapt to me. And the only thing is that I know a little bit more than they do. And now they're trying to go for the kill, just going for the ground pound, going for the side sig. Yeah, great options, especially on Onyx. I would have gone for the down sig on the Onyx, but because it's a little faster and a little harder to react, but I guess they are more comfortable with the bigger hitbox of the side sig. On this second stock, it's a little more, I think, dominance by them, because you guys who watch me live know that I really struggle against Canon. It's just such a weird weapon to approach and get approached by. This ground pound is, I'm not gonna talk smack about it because I get hit by this ground pound all the time. The goddamn hitbox, because the cannon rises up a little bit after the first thunk downwards, and it's such a fast ground pound, so I'm not gonna bash it. And now it's a little bit more of my experience shining through here. When they whiff an attack, I can just go for that quick dare to punish and put them in a bad situation, like twice here. And they went for this grounded compound, and then I G-C'd into the platform for that side sig to get them. That's just a Val thing. If you know when to use it, each of the options of the side sig, it can give you a little more control on what you want to do. So that's how I probably got the momentum on the second stock. The rest of the match is pretty much uneventful. There's nothing too crazy going on here. It's just basically me trying to keep aggression. But you can see that they're trying to aggress as well. They're not letting me take the control of the match. They're always trying to go for that. And here's just kind of unfortunate. They dropped a little too low and couldn't come back with the cannon diagonal hitbox on the recovery. This one is a little kind of dirty on my side, because I always say it's a lot easier to deal with people who uses or favors more heavy attacks and light attacks, but this Ariel was using it a little more sparingly than most. I am getting my reads. I'm trying to keep aggression as always. I'm trying to be reactive as well, but Zariel SIGs are amazing. It's probably one of my favorite signature kits in the entire game, and this person wasn't using it bad. They just sometimes use it a little carelessly, and that's probably why I won. But they were trying it to use it sparingly and very precisely. They weren't just tossing it out. But yeah, this player is the type of player that uses a lot more heavy attacks than you usually expect from a match, but that by no means devalues how they play. It's just that sometimes they got careless, but you're gonna see that they're probably gonna get a little bit of advantage because they were being very aggressive. And my only criticism to how they were using sometimes this aggression is that they probably don't know specifically how the hitboxes of these specific moves yet. They are not very experienced, and sometimes they're just going for something that is close to how you should use them or how it's better to use the SIGs, but not perfectly. You're gonna see that sometimes they use the neutral SIG or the side SIG when I'm near where it's gonna hit, but not perfectly enough for it to hit. So I can just grab a cheeky little punish. But other than that, they were very rounded as well. Gotta commend them. Just be careful with those SIGs, because Zerial SIGs are great. Zerial SIGs are quick and very powerful, but they are by no means unpunishable. They are very easy to punish, and you should all the time be mindful when you use them. And right on this third stock, I want to commend them, because I remember from the match that they did one awesome follow-up that just straight up grabbed my dodge after a down air that they hit. After I whiff an attack, they hit a down air, and they just go for the perfect side sig option, and it just really grabbed me. Look at that. Perfect. And that's probably the best sig they used the entire game. Very well placed, very well timed, and nothing really more to talk about that one. But other than that, you can see that sometimes they just toss a sig without much purpose. And you should be careful with that. Every single attack you use on this game should have some purpose to it. Be it that space it out, be it that just grab the kill, be it that just start a string. You should always have some purpose behind your move. Otherwise, you're gonna get punished. You're gonna see right now, they go for the neutral sig, and I just punished that. As per usual, I want to give my thoughts on this one. And my thoughts on general is that perseverance is probably the word for today. Because one thing that I can say for sure, and I can reaffirm everyone who is in gold has to say, is that it's probably the hardest part of the entire journey. Mostly gold and low plat. So still a little bit more of this until next season, or I mean next video. But my point is that when you're dealing with gold players, they know the basics of their games, and they are learning, each one individually are learning something new that they want to apply. So since they only have, they're literally a jack of one trade. They're not even a jack of all trades. They're a jack of one trade. They can be very unpredictable, because every single match that you go to, you can have something very crazy, something that you don't expect looking at the previous opponent. So it is a lot harder, and it's a lot harder to predict. Some of them are very jumpy, some of them are very passive, some of them are way too aggressive, some of them wake up too much. But I mean, if you persevere, if you analyze what they're doing, that's why I want perseverance for the war today, is that if you persevere and you look at their patterns, you can learn what they're doing, different from the other players, and you can rise above. And I am not happy on how I performed today. I have to admit I wasn't playing my best, but I feel like if I don't play my best, it's actually good, so I can analyze my mistakes and see why I'm not playing my best. And it's even better for videos. But that's gonna be it for this. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I see you next video. Oh yeah, remember to subscribe and like this video if you liked it. And look at this graph. I mean, I already showed you the graph, so I don't need to show you again. But look at it anyway, it's a good graph. See ya!